Hi guys, so in today's video I did ask you guys on Twitter which video you would prefer to see out of this video that I'm filming now or me testing a Primark glow kit, and the majority of you guys chose the option of me doing my full coverage drugstore foundation routine, so that is what I'm going to be doing in this video today. I decided to go for a more like natural looking makeup look today. I know for some people this is not going to be natural, but what I mean by that is I literally just put mascara on my eyes instead of doing like eyeshadow and eyeliner, because quite frankly I couldn't be bothered. I did also go a bit overboard with my bronzer and then I couldn't blend it out, so whoopsies. Hopefully this will help you out. This will help you guys out. So without further ado, let's just get on to me with no makeup on and try and cover up my face. Okay, so I'm starting off by priming my face, which is what I do every day. What I normally do on a daily basis is I will use my number 7 SPF 50, put that all over my face, give it a bit of time to sink in, and then I use my Soap & Glory Speed Plump All Day Super Moisture Marble, and this stuff has got glycerin in it and I've spoken about it in quite a few videos recently, and it just makes your face a little bit tacky, and I find that it works really nicely as a base for my makeup. And ooh, it's got something sticky like all over the bottom of it. So I just rub this all over my face with my fingers, nothing professional. But obviously on a normal day when I'm filming I don't wear SPF because most likely if I'm filming on a day I'm not going outside because I will be filming, editing and uploading on the same day because I am disorganised. Okay, so now that I've done that, what I would do if I am having a bad skin day, obviously today my skin is looking pretty good, but I do have a couple of spots, which is kind of normal. I tend to get a few spots here and there. So what I like to do on a day like this is I do actually do a bit of colour correcting. I know that some people think colour correcting is really stupid, but I actually find that it helps. So a couple of things I like to use for colour correcting, something that I really like, but I'm not going to use today because I'm pretty sure this has been discontinued, is the Soap & Glory Kick-Ass All Is Calm Anti-Redness Concealer. And I did drop mine on the floor, so it kind of is a bit smushed. But this is just a green concealer and I really like this concealer, but I don't think you can get it anymore. Like, I've never seen it in Boots stores, so somebody let me know. But if you can get hold of this, or if you do have it, I do like it. But what I'm going to use today, just for the purpose of having everything in one place, is this, oh my god, this has got so much like fluff stuck in it. How has that even happened? I'm gross. This is the Makeup Revolution Corrector Camouflage Palette thingy. Yeah, and I'm going to take the green colour out of this, and I'm also going to use this as my mirror because why not? And I find that green does really help to cancel out redness on spots. But what I like to do with colour correcting, which is what I think you're supposed to do, but not everybody knows, I could be wrong because I'm not actually a professional, but what I like to do is put it on before my foundation, because then the foundation kind of covers up the weird colours of it, if that makes sense. I've also got a little spot on the end of my nose, which is great. But like, honestly you guys, if you have bad skin, try not to worry about it too much because it is completely normal. Obviously, like, my skin really is not perfect. A lot of people tell me that, oh, your skin is so perfect or whatever, but what you guys don't see, well, I do show my face without makeup quite a lot, but my skin is far from perfect. I do get spots. I used to get spots a lot more, but I think I've just kind of grown out of it, which is really good. Also, I have quite bad under eye circles. I have really veiny eyelids. I have a lot of redness around my nose, so, you know, like, barely anyone has perfect skin, so don't feel that, you know, you're worse than anybody else just because your skin isn't perfect, because the reality is a lot of people that you think might have perfect skin probably like completely face tune the hell out of their photos. I mean, I know there are a few lucky people that do honestly have perfect skin, but you know, it's quite a rare occurrence. So I'm then taking this kind of peachy colour down here, and I'm just going to put a bit of this under my eyes to try and counteract some of the darkness. Like, I have pretty dark bits on the inner parts of my eyes, which is a bit weird. Also, if you are self-conscious of your skin and you're wanting to, you know, cover it up with concealer and foundation, don't let people tell you that you shouldn't do that, because, you know, it's your complete decision. Obviously, I love doing makeup for fun, but I also love doing makeup to try and make me feel a bit better about myself, so if you enjoy doing that and you want to cover up your skin, then just do it. Like, as long as you remove it properly, it's probably not going to affect your skin that badly. Just, I don't know, make sure you have a couple of days off during the week where you're not wearing makeup and you should be fine. Hope you guys enjoyed that little life lesson. Motivational chats with Soph. So what I've been absolutely loving for my foundation recently is using a sponge. I always used to use a buffing brush, but I don't know why recently I've just been loving using a sponge. This is the Real Techniques one, and a tip for not getting it too dirty is to, every time you run it under the tap, because obviously you're supposed to make these damp before you use them, and what you want to do with that is thoroughly soak it with water, like keep squeezing it until it like fully expands with water, and do that a couple of times, and then just wring it out as much as you can so it's just like a little bit damp. That way they work a lot better. But one tip that I would suggest is every time you use this, if you are using it on a daily basis, wash it every time you go to the sink to, you know, dampen it, because that way it's just going to get a lot less gross, because I know that some people just let it go like and grow with all of this like foundation and stuff, but what I like to do is just put a bit of soap on it every time I'm, you know, getting it wet, and then just wash it as I go. So there's another tip. So I do have a video on my top 10 favourite drugstore foundations, so if you haven't seen that then I will put it in the cards, or just I'll probably forget, so maybe check back on my channel. But I have a couple that I'm going to talk about today. I love the L'Oreal Infallible 24 Hour Foundation. I have the shade Porcelain in that one. The Revlon Colour Stay in the shade Buff for combo to oily skin is my favourite foundation from the drugstore. I absolutely love this stuff. One that I've been really loving recently is the CoverGirl Outlast Stay Fabulous 3-in-1 foundation. This stuff is so good, and I think it's the same as the Max Factor 3-in-1 foundation, because I think the brands are like linked. You can get this in America though, but I'm saving this for another video. But the two that I'm actually going to be mixing today are the L'Oreal True Match and the L'Oreal Infallible Total Cover Foundation, because I find that mixing these two together gives a really nice finish and also gives really good coverage as well. So I have my True Match in the shade 1N and the Total Cover in the shade Porcelain. And by the way, if you are new to my channel, hey, welcome. Welcome to this crazy little thing we got going on here. Wait, what was I even gonna say? Oh yeah, I was gonna say if you're new to my channel, just for reference, I have really oily skin, so these foundations work for me. And then just using the sponge to mix these together. What I actually do love mixing is the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Glow with the Total Cover, but we don't have the Pro Glow in the UK, which is why I'm using the True Match instead. Okay, so there we go, that is the foundation. Obviously it's got pretty good coverage, but it's not completely like full coverage. I do really want to try the Rimmel 25 Hour Foundation, because I've heard that that one is really good. I did used to use it and I remember it being pretty good coverage. But what I then like to do next is obviously go in with concealer. My favourite concealer from the drugstore is an absolute classic. This is the Collection Lasting Perfection, and I know that some of you guys out there say that this is too orange on you. What I find helps best is if you blend this out fast and then set it with powder, it doesn't tend to oxidize as much, whereas if you just put this on and don't powder it, it tends to oxidize more, which is strange. But yeah, so I use this in the lightest shade, which is called Fair 1. But then something I would recommend if that is too dark for you is to get yourself a white concealer. This one is the Freedom Pro HD Longwear Concealer. I know that LA Girl does one as well, so I'm going to put some of this on just under my eyes, and then just to show you guys I'm going to use some of this white one, which looks so gross because I've been using it recently. Just mixing some of that in, and then I like to blend my finger up with my concealer. Wait, I just said it the wrong way around again. What is actually wrong with me? I did this the other day. I like to blend my concealer out with my finger. It's more worrying that I didn't even notice that I'd said that for like a good 10 seconds. And I like to use my finger because I find that it doesn't take away as much coverage as if I use the sponge, but if you want to use the sponge, go for it. Around the sides of my nose, down the centre of my nose, on my chin, and then obviously on any spots. And I know that some people like to put their concealer on the back of their hand when they're doing it on their spots. That is completely up to you, personal preference. And especially when you're putting concealer on spots, you don't want to rub it in, you want to more kind of tap it in, just because if you rub, then you're gonna remove some of that coverage. Okay, so then for my powder, my favourite drugstore powder is the Rimmel Match Perfection Silky Loose Face Powder, and this is in the shade Transparent. I love this stuff so much, I think it is great. It's just a loose powder, and again with the loose powders, or pressed powders, whatever you prefer to use, you want to press it into your skin rather than just swipe it all over your face, because otherwise you're just gonna like move around a lot of the product underneath, and you don't want to do that. So I'm just tapping this all over my face, and obviously I like to use powder all over my face because my skin is really oily, so I need it to set it in place. But if you have dry skin, I don't know, you may not need powder to set your foundation, but that is such an alien concept to me because if I don't set my foundation, it literally comes right off. So there we go, there is my skin covered. I mean, I think it looks pretty full coverage. I've managed to conceal and cover my dark circles, the redness around my nose, like redness on my face, my blemishes. One thing I do like to then go in and do, which I've been really loving recently, like I never used to be into setting sprays at all, but all of a sudden I've really got into them. And the setting spray I'm using at the moment is just this I Heart Makeup one. I do this before I do my eye makeup, just in case it like smudges. I mean, I've never actually had a problem when I've sprayed this on top of eye makeup, but I'm always worried it's going to make my mascara run. So I normally will do like my full base like this. I'll then do my contour, highlight, eyebrows, and then I'll spritz this all over my face, and then I'll move on to my eye makeup and lipstick. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you give it a thumbs up. I would love to know your recommendations of drugstore full coverage foundations in the description box down below. No, not in the description box, in the comments. The description box is my space. But yeah, as always, if you are wondering what my highlighter and lipstick are, they will always be in the description box down below, and I will also list all the products that I used in the description box as well, so you guys know what they are, know what shades they are, and all that jazz. If you aren't already subscribed to my channel, I would love it if you subscribe. I do a lot of drugstore related videos, and I upload on Monday, Wednesday and Friday at the moment. And in the summer I'm going to be doing some like full weeks of uploading, so I'm planning on doing like a dupes week. I've said this in quite a few videos, but if you guys do have exams, I really hope they're going well, and I'm sorry if I'm distracting you with this video while you're procrastinating. Obviously just try and do your best, and that is all you can do. As long as you know that you've worked hard and you've like honestly put in as much effort than you can, then your grades are probably going to pay off from that. And if you know that you've worked really hard, then that is all that really matters. So just try not to get too stressed about them, and I really hope they go well. I know you guys can do this. So yeah, that was a little bit of a weird ramble. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!